artists, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Margot and I'm a professional artist. And in today's video, I'm super excited because I'm about to unbox a watercolor palette by the artist Kristy Rice. And Kristy Rice is a watercolor artist, but she's also a YouTuber. And so I saw this palette being swatched by somebody on Instagram, and I was like, I've got to try this. Some of these colors that seriously look like they're neon and right out of a highlighter box. I feel like I am up for the challenge of just stretching outside of my comfort zone and trying something new. So without further ado, I've got my Amazon package right here, and let's dive right in and see what all the fuss is about. Okay, so here we go. The Art for Joy's Sake palette by Paintcrush, aka Kristy Rice. And so first impression is that this packaging, first of all, is absolutely beautiful, with Kristy's signature watercolor florals decorating the box. And we get a little glimpse of what the colors are going to be like, so that's a nice little feature. We got a little picture of Kristy. Hi Kristy, if you're watching this video. So let's pop this open and see what these colors are like. And actually, let me get some of this stuff out of the way. This is a painting that I was working on this week of a ballerina on a stage. And I actually did this using a palette that I put together this month with only earth tones. And I was actually really excited to see how I could challenge myself with like an earth tones only kind of palette. And so far I'm loving it. So this is from my own personal collection of paints by Winsor & Newton, Daniel Smith, that kind of good stuff. So let's clear this out a little bit and pull out this palette, which, ooh, so, wow, this is so pretty. Oh my goodness. So she put, you can tell how much love is put into this. So there's a really pretty pattern, and what's great about this is that for me, I will be able to tell this apart from all my other palettes very, very easily, because everything else is this very basic black, and this is just gonna stand out. So yeah, so making Art for Joy's Sake on the package. And then it has this little hooky thing that all palettes have, and funny enough, I actually don't know what these things are for. Does anyone know what these are used for? Like, do you hook this onto like a bag or a backpack or something? Like, I don't, all of my palettes have this. Like, all of my palettes have this little feature, but I don't think I ever thought about it. Like, what? Oh, wait, hold on. Is it to put your, is it to put your thumb through it? So, hold on. This is so basic and I don't know the answer. Margot doesn't know what any of this is used for. Okay, I'm a professional, I promise. So let's pop it open. And, oh, wow, it like popped out at me. Hello. So swatching your new pigments is an exploration, I agree. So paint outside the lines, abandon those tiny squares of color, and really experience the beginning of your watercolor adventure. I love that. I love that. So we have test your colors here with little spaces for each one of these colors. And then, oh, on the back side, create your own unique swatches. And I wonder if this is made out of watercolor paper. I mean, it looks like it is. I would imagine it probably is. So in terms of the color lineup, we have 12 colors. And so of those 12 colors, they are as follows. We have Fearless, which to me strikes so much fear in me, given that I am such a classicist and I love, I love earth tones. I love like your very traditional colors. So this bright neon yellow is something that actually makes me quite uncomfortable, but I am up for the challenge. I just love the idea of going outside my comfort zone and attempting something that is not necessarily within my wheelhouse. Then we have Calm, which to me, definitely, this is a Margot color. Very natural, kind of buffy, not buffy, not like the Vampire Slayer, but buff meets kind of a yellow ochre-y kind of color. We have Sweet, which is like a peony pink kind of color. And then Fierce, and this is a color that I would definitely be open to wearing on my lips, as I am the lipstick gal, as people who follow my channel probably know. Delve, which is kind of like a cognac-y, musky, kind of mahogany kind of brown, and it looks from this photo like it possibly granulates, which we will explore. And then we have Tend, which is like an aqua turquoisey kind of color, and I love these names. I feel like they're experimental and fun, and kind of remind me also of like the names of eyeshadows and lipsticks in cosmetic lines like MAC Cosmetics. And then we have Thrive, which reminds me of a Nickel Azo yellow-ish kind of color, though it looks a little bit greener here, like a green-brown kind of color. And then we have Growth, which is a sap green remix, possibly, I'm not sure. Blossom is peach, and this looks really peach here, but on this photo it looks very different. We will explore all of these very shortly. And then there's Passion, like a hibiscus-y kind of color. Punchy, which is like a grapesicle, maybe not a grapesicle, but what do you call those, the grapes that are used to make red wine? There's like a specific name for those, like teeny tiny Muscat. Is it Muscat? I don't know. Muscat grapes, I'm thinking. And then we have Flow, which is sort of like a phthalo-ish blue, which I think will look fantastic for ocean, skies, and actually even using for shadows and for adding dark values in a painting. So these are all terrific colors. I'm really excited. And I'm very excited specifically about the unexpected ones. Ones that I'm not used to using, like the Sweet Blossom, the Fearless. I mean, that's gonna be interesting. So let me, I don't know why I'm using the royal we these days. Let me grab some water. And let's get to, is this too big of a brush? No, let's go with a big brush. So let's start with Tend. Wait, hold on a second. So they are not in the right, they're not in the same sequence as the swatches. So let's see. The first one here is Fearless. I'm gonna, where's Fearless? Fearless is right here. So let's get some of that going on my brush. And holy, oh la la, wow, oh my goodness. I don't even know what to make of this. Like, this is so outside. It's like vibrating. It's like an alien yellow. Oh, it's fantastic. Oh, c'est formidable. This is amazing. Okay, you know it's amazing when I start speaking French. Oh la la. Wow, oh my god, even my napkin, it's like highlighter yellow. Wow. Unbelievable. Very, very unique. I'm very excited to see what that, I wonder if this will be interesting for glazing. If I could glaze with this, how very cool. All right, next one is Calm. And this is gonna be like the total polar opposite. Calm is right here, and let's get it to touch the Fearless. Let's see what happens when they meet. So this one is a little bit more, this is more sheer, and this will be really nice as a base for skin tones. I can definitely tell. Yep, very interesting and very it just goes on like butter. Yeah, very interesting. Is it gonna interact here if I push it a little bit? Yeah, it will. Wow. So stones, stonework, skin tones, architectural elements, like stone, obviously. Also for like wildlife. So if you're like doing squirrels or animals and you're doing sketches on the go, and you, that would be an amazing color to use for animals. Let's move on to the next one, which is Sweet, which is right above it. Okay. And these are very buttery. Like the second my brush, I did not spray this down. I did not put any water drops from my little dropper onto this. The second my brush hits it, it really dissolves in a way that to me reminds me of Sennelier. And I don't believe that this is honey based, but it has that same very creamy nature, but is way, way, way more opaque and has a lot more, wow, a lot more opacity to it. Wow, this is pretty. Oh, this is Ballerina Pink. This is Ballerina Pink that you would find on a level 1 baby ballerina uniform in ballet school. This is a very specific reference, but wow, this is a beautiful pink. Also for peonies, for flowers, I absolutely love this one. These so far do not have any granulation, which I am a-okay with, especially for florals. Very, very cool. And what's interesting, and I'm very interested to see, is how these will dry, if they will maintain that same punch, especially this one, which seems like it's drying with that same crazy, crazy, like neon punch. Ooh, I'm excited about this one. So Fierce reminds me off the bat of a Pyrrole Red, and I don't know what the actual pigment numbers are of these, or might check out our website to see if I can figure it out. And if I do, I'll put it on the screen here. But Fierce reminds me of like a Pyrrole? Yeah, like a Pyrrole Red. So we are going to put Fierce in its box. Let's see. Woohoo! Wow. Yeah, this is like a flame red. Pretty. How pretty. And I want to see what happens when I lift it off. What happens when I lift you off? Very, very cool. Huh. Yeah. And it gets to be a really pretty blush color when I lift it off. So this comes off very easily. Like it really, you can pick it up and it's not that staining, which I appreciate. I like it either way, but it is not a highly, highly staining color, which is totally fine. Then the next one is, what is this? This is Delve. Ooh, and this one I can tell I'm really gonna love. Let's see. Delve is like a burnt umbery kind of color. Very toasty, like a toasty caramel macchiato. Yummy, yum, yum. And if I build, I want to see how much I can build. How much can I build? It doesn't get super opaque, but this is very pretty. Very pretty color. And how much does it sheer out to? Wow, that's really pretty. I feel like these two together will get you some beautiful, deeper skin tones. Oops, a little droplet there. That's lovely. Beautiful. Like a smoky, I mean, it really is like a delicious dessert color. All right, so then we have Trend. And Trend, the second I wet it, you can tell that that color, that pigment just rises up, and you can see how electric and bright that is. Oh man, ooh la la. Again with these colors, oh my goodness. This one is gets very deep and also very delicate. Very delicate once you get to those very, those lighter values. Very pretty. Then we have Thrive, which is, I'm gonna guess, the Nickel Azo yellow kind of color-ish color. And so Thrive, we'll put right here. And oh, it's not as yellow. Well, yeah, it's not as yellow as a Nickel Azo, but it's Nickel Azo adjacent. Super deep. These are very beautiful colors, especially together like this in this combination. I mean, this is not a combination that I would typically pick out, but I love that because it's really gonna force me to move outside of my comfort area and embrace something a little bit outside the norm for me. Next one is Growth. Growth, I wonder if she named that because it has to do with like a leafy, natural kind of color. And this is just, I love this. Oh my goodness. That is beautiful. That is gorgeous. This one reminds me of like if Cascade Green from Daniel Smith and like Nickel Azo Yellow had a baby. It's really kind of this unusual blend of like this earthy, minerally kind of green, but with that yellow, that distinct acid yellow. It's hard to, absinthe kind of color. You know what, absinthe? That's the color that comes to mind when I look at this color. And this is, so far this is my favorite. So far this is definitely my favorite. It is such a sophisticated color. Then we have, let's see, this is Blossom, which is kind of another somewhat scary color to me coming out of the pan. On this swatch, it's not as scary, but on the pan, I'm like, what is this? And it's just butter going onto the page. And as it meets the growth, you can see them blending into one another. And it creates this really pretty variation of the two when you mix them together. I feel like growth and blossom, you could really use them side by side and have some amazing results. Let's see, what's next? Passion. I love this name, Passion. So Passion actually comes across much paler on the paper than it does on the palette, which is totally fine. And this one is really, I mean, I take it back. This is the peony color. Like, this is the color to paint your peonies with. And as Thrive and Passion come together, oh la la, this is just, I mean, this is what it's about right here. Oh my God, that is beautiful. And I can't wait to see what these look like on cold pressed paper and something that's a little bit more durable than like a pamphlet. I can guarantee, I mean, if this is what's coming across here, then we're in for one heck of a ride when we go to my block. All right, then we have Punchy. This is the Muscat grape color. It looks like a very cobalty violet here, and right here is just electric. This is Barney the dinosaur. I love it. It's like I can't stop myself from having these like emotional, memory-based kind of reactions. You know, this is, to me, color is such an emotional experience and such a personal experience. So I'm thinking this reminds me of Barney the dinosaur and like Skittles, and it makes me smile, and it makes me think of a gumball machine and just how much joy and happiness childhood brings to you. And I feel like, hold on a second, what is going on here? This is some really pretty granulation going on here. And I'm finally catching on to what Kristy did here. And I don't know if she did this on purpose, but I feel like the colors that were situated next to each other on this chart, and I'm only figuring it out now, they just blend into each other with such ease and such beauty that I can only imagine that this must have been intentional when she was putting this together. All right, last one is Flow. And Flow looks kind of like a phthalo-y blue. So let's pick up some of that. And right away, when my brush hits it, I have to say it again, not hits, but touches that pan of paint, it just becomes butter. So Flow is like a, oh my, oh my. This one has an astounding opacity. It's like ultramarine meets phthalo, but more opaque, but it's not gouache, and you're not really sure what it is, but it is just an explosion of color. And let's see if we can get these two to, I mean, I know my blossom is at this point dried, but they re-wet very, very easily. Wow. Like right here, look at that. Oh my God, so pretty. Look at this, oh my God, I'm gushing. What am I gonna do with this? I have to do something amazing with this. All right, that's gonna be my next step here, is gonna be taking these on the road, on the test drive. But before I do that, I wanna see if I can get Tend and Sweet to commingle. And what happens? Yes. Yep. That is marvelous. That is marvelous. You look at a palette like this and you're like, how did these colors make sense? How did we pick these? How did we get here? Because they are so kind of, out of lack of better words, it kind of looks like it's all over the place, but then you put it on here and you're like, whoa, I get it. I totally get it. I get it now. I didn't before, but I get it now. Like, look at that. Portraiture, pets, desserts again. Am I hungry? I think I am. And then let's see if we can get Fierce and Fearless to do some partying together. They're very wettable on this paper, and I can't tell if it's the paper or if it's the paints and the pigments, or the you know, the way that they were, the recipe, I guess. very beautiful. Like this immediately brings you to a completely different place. All that neon, which I'm still very excited to try out. I'm gonna go all neon. I'm gonna go for it. I'm really gonna give it a go. But right here is where you get to, like, right, this combination right here. Like, this is an Hermes scarf. That is such a French, such a French reference. Like a silk scarf, like a beautiful Parisian silk scarf. Just something else. And as they dry, we do not lose any saturation whatsoever. We do not lose anything. And this really looks very opera pinky. And I really wonder if there's, if the pigments are the same as opera. But it's unbelievably bold and fearless. So, love it. Super excited. Let us get, not us, let me grab a pad of some cold press and we will try these in an actual painting and see how I do. Yikes, I'm so scared because these are amazing and I really want to live up to it. So yeah, let's go. In conclusion, I have absolutely loved trying out this new set, and as I've been painting with them, I've come to appreciate their unique characteristics, like the fact that they re-wet easily and have some similarities to gouache. Overall, I would highly recommend giving these watercolors a try, especially if you are an artist who loves to experiment and explore new materials, because the unique characteristics of these paints offer a lot of potential for creative expression, and you never know what kind of beautiful artwork you might be able to create with them. So go ahead and give them a try. You might just be pleasantly surprised. So I hope you enjoyed this impromptu unboxing, and let me know what you think of this palette and if you're interested in trying it out perhaps. And as always, thank you so much for watching and for joining me every week on these art videos, and I will see you next time.